First off, I want to say good evening and welcome back to my channel. I just got in from work, but it's Thursday and well, this video will be up on Thursday, and Thursday is the day when I do my short videos of, and that's not about soaping, it's mostly about my sewing. So for the upcoming market that I have on the 16th, it's at a candle bar in Bridgeport. I will be taking for the first time the mini pouches. So I've made 10 of each mini pouch, but I'll display out on the table 5 of each because there's only a 6-foot table, just one table. Usually I'm in a 10 by 10 space, but according to what the area is going to be is how I determine what I'm taking and what's being displayed. The only thing with having the pouches with the skincare is that I don't think I'm going to take the butters, only because people forget that they've tried the body butter and then to go touch the pouches. No, we can't have that. So we're not going to be doing that. So I found these little trays on Amazon. They actually were too small, but we're going to use them anyway. And I've got 5 of each of the sets of the ones that I've made already. I've got them in here. My polka dots, my hearts. These are like little bees, the sunflowers, and then I got the blue design with the flowers. This was a piece of material that I just had. I don't even know where I got it from, but it was enough scrap to make 3 pouches. And then I'll take this little cherry pouch right here. This is the bandana one. This is the quilted ones. They came quilted. What I did was, instead of quilting this myself, I bought a coverlet off of Amazon. It's already quilted. So all I did was cut it out and stitch it up. Yep. So that may save me some time. So got those. And then I'll take 5 of the black and cream ones. And I've got the little blue ones that I've made where I did the poll on what color zipper to use. So I got 5 of those. And then what I'm gonna do tonight is I found this fun material, and I'm gonna, I've been alternating the zips, the color zip on this, but I'll be taking these too. And I'm gonna take you through how I cut these out tonight. All right, so stay tuned for that. So I'm gonna show you, I've already cut out the outer and inner. Now I use the same fabric for the inside. Maybe people don't do it like that, but I found like if I'm buying lining fabric and it costs the same as this fabric, I'm going to use the same fabric on the inside. It's the same price and it looks prettier. So I do 7 inches by 6 for all of them to keep it consistent. So I got 2 of my outer pieces and 2 of my lining pieces, and now I'm going to cut the fusible interfacing, and this is, I think, Pellon. But I don't do it 7 by 6 right now. I'm just eyeballing. I already measured the top one, but I'm gonna cut off a slight little bit because I don't want it all the way to the edge. That kind of reduces the bulk when I stitch it up. So we'll just take off a little bit. I'm hoping you can see that. Not a lot, but a little bit off the side here and a little bit off the top. I'm gonna have to change this blade soon. And then I'm going to iron this on the top part of the pouch, and I've got some extra material scrap that I use for my zipper tab. I only needed 2 inches, 2 by 2. You cut most of it off anyway, but I don't want a big piece, so. All right, so I'm gonna iron this on and then we'll come back. Hopefully we can get this going. So this measures 7 inches across here, so I will cut my zipper 1 inch smaller, which is 6 inches. Okay. Six inches is right there. These are nylon zips, so you can cut right through them. And you can stitch right over them. I don't cut them with my fabric scissors though. So I got my little piece of scrap fabric, and I put the wrong side, the right side onto the wrong side of the zip, like that. And then I just stitch down like maybe 1/4 inch. You don't have to worry about back stitching because you're cutting that off. So now I just cut that maybe 2 inches? Nah, maybe 1.5 inches, if that much, 1.25 inches. And I just fold it in and fold it on top of the wrong side of the zip, the right side of the zip now. And I'm gonna stitch that part down. I just go over it slow because there's no need to rush that. And I'm cutting right where the zipper is. first tab, then I open this a little, and I cut off a little tiny part of the zipper tape. Here's my pull. So I get that one side in. This goes in this side. And I kind of wiggle it up. Don't come out of it. Now, that is not on good because as you can see, there's like too much of a bubble there. So I'm going to do that again. And when I see, it's almost even, but not quite. Sometimes I get it on here so easy, and other times it wants to act up. Because we filming now, you're gonna act up. Much better. See, there's no bubble. And the zipper is like straight, it's not leaning to the side. So now I kind of even that out. And I do the same thing on this side. Wrong side of the fabric. Right side of the fabric onto the wrong side of the zip. And then stitch down like 1/4 inch. I came in from work today, didn't even change my clothes. And it is hot in this room. Okay. Just cut a little bit of that down. Fold this down. And then fold it onto the zipper, top part. And then we're going to stitch that. Okay, so now I've got my zipper tab. I don't really like the way that stitch came out. But you don't really see that. I have the stitch length too short. Okay, so now I take this, fold it in half, and I get the center of the zip. And I make a little snip right there. Then I take my top piece, fold that in half, And I make a little snip right there. That's the middle. And I do the same thing with the lining. It's easy to line up the other pieces once you did this, but this first stitching of the zip, I make the snips in the center. There you go. So I'm gonna put this onto the fusible part, the outside. Line up my notches. Gonna pin that. Pins over there. So I have like this 1/4 of an inch, a little bit more than a 1/4 of an inch on the side that's left. So I'm gonna put the lining part, the one that I snipped, line it up with those notches, and clip that to that. Clip that to that. I'm not clipping over here because that big bump. I'll just move the pole out of the way when I get over to that side. So, matter of fact, I like to do that now. I like to stitch it from this side first. Because I find like the one that's not fused likes to move around, and I'm not doing all that zipper tape stuff. It's only a pouch. It's overkill. So we're gonna use your zipper foot. I always have this in anyway, so, and we're just gonna stitch as close to the zipper as possible. And back stitch on this. I can feel the zipper under there. I'm coming close to the pull, so I make sure that my needle is down, and then I reach inside and pull this zipper pull to the other side. And then continue stitching. Oops, I forgot to back up. Alright, so this is the first part, and I just push it down, because when I top stitch, I don't top stitch the lining, I just top stitch the outer fabric and the seam allowance. And I increase the stitch length with top stitch. And I just line up my stitching with the edge of the top part. So put that down and just stitch, keeping the edge of the precipice against the edge of the pouch. And that's how I usually get straight lines. So I'm not looking at the needle, I'm looking at the edge of the pouch. So I put my needle down and then pull this pull out the way. And I'm pulling this apart so there's nothing bunched up under there. stitches back to 3. Close this up. That's that. Now I take the right side, the fusible side, match it up to the fusible side on here. I don't feel like you need notches on this because you're using the other material, the other what you already stitched as a guide. Just pin that. We're not going to go all the way to the end because the pole is over there. And then the lining, you put in the wrong side of the lining. The right side of the line against the right side of the lining, like that. And you're going to pin that. It's always off a little, but we're going to work with it. Pin that. We're not going over to the edge. Okay, now we're going to stitch this side. Put my presser foot down and move the zipper pull out of the way. And then finish the stitching. And like we did with the other side, let's close that zipper up. We're going to top stitch the outer part and the seam allowance. Move the lining out of the way. Okay. I didn't increase my stitch length a little. Again, making sure my presser foot is on the edge of the material. Okay. Now I got everything. And what we're going to do now is close it up. So you put the right side together and you're going to match up these seams right here. And you're pushing the zipper tape, the tab, towards the lining. So I got that lined up. Can I see that? I'm going to pin that. Pin this scantly. You don't need a bunch of pins just to hold it. Clips, not pins. Ugh, it's a habit. Matching this up also. Clip that. this is the lining part. We're going to clip this also. And clip this. This is where I'm going to compensate for it not coming all the way out. It's not even. I'm going to fix that. It's the lining. So when you stitch this now, when you stitch, you get close, because you've got your zipper foot on, you can get close to the tab. So I make sure I'm close to that when I'm stitching it up, and definitely keeping it straight here. The lining, I kind of go in a little because it's the lining. You know, it kind of reduces the bulk. But once you get here, you got to keep it straight, or not, it's going to make the shape of the pouch come out crazy. So I'm going to also leave a little bit open to so I can turn it. So I start from the bottom here. I'm going to leave a little bit of an opening. I don't need much. Put my stitches back to 3. Stitch, back up, stitch, and get to the corner. Put your press foot down, pivot out. Like I said, I go in a little for the lining just to reduce the bulk. But we're gonna come up here. And we kind of come out a little. We're getting to where the tab is, right here. When I get to that, I back up a little just to secure it, and I go straight down on the outer part. Down to the end. Make sure the precipice, the needle is down. Pivot, and now I'm going across the bottom. Needle is down. Now we're coming up on the other side. There's a zipper tab here, and I'm getting close to that. So when I get close to it, I back up a little. And this side is where I put my tag. Into the seam allowance. Needle down, go out a little, back up so I can turn it. Clip these ends. So now what I do is I clip off. Now I'm not getting real close to the stitch line because I don't want to make it. I don't want it to come out when I turn it. But I'm close to clipping the ends, the corners. And then to reduce the bulk, I kind of cut down where the zipper tab is at. Again, clip the corners. And trim it down. Clip the corner. Trim it down. Same thing here. I've clipped that corner. And where the zipper tab is, it's a lot of bulk there, so I'll reduce that. Okay, so now we are going to turn that. This little pouch is so easy, and even if I left the zipper closed, you can just reach in there and pull it open. So that's what I just did. Now I'm going to turn this inside out. So now I put my hand in here and pull out those corners. With the lining, you're gonna push it back out, but for some reason, pushing it out now helps with that too. So I push that out. Then I reach my hand in here and I push out the corners of the front fabric. Right? So now I take my little wooden pointer thingy. And I put that in here and push out the corner. You don't want to push too much because you may, it's at the bottom, you may push it through the thread. You just want to get it a little bit. There we go. That's good. Because you reduce the bulk, it's easy to get the corners to come out. All right. So now I stitch up the opening. Doesn't matter to me if that thread is white, because it's on the inside. And I do stitch length 2, so it's tiny. Stitch it. Off. And clip this off. Okay, and then I tuck it inside. Tuck it inside the corners of the front fabric. some reason pushing it out the first time makes it easy to get in here to turn it back around, to get it into the corner. There we go. So then, that's not thread. Is that a piece of thread? Yep. So then for the where the zipper tab is, I put my finger in there and pull out the tab. Just push it out. That's one out. See that? And then another one. Just push it out. It's already out, but you can take your tool and push out the sides. But stitching it close to the tab just doesn't give you no curve or anything there. And it looks clean on the inside because there's no top stitch in here. And it doesn't come up, so. But that is that. What is that in here? Thought I felt something in there. I'm losing it. All right. There we go. And we are done. So this is my, I think my 5th one. So I have 5 more of these to make. See it? And it looks so nice to be, the inside is the same fabric. And there goes my tab, my tag. All right. Let me get to the rest. And thank you so much for watching. If you watched to the end, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll show you when I finished all of them. I'll take a picture of it. All right, thank you.